Hi everyone. Vamos a ver entonces el auxiliar would, el verbo auxiliar would que nos va a servir en la mayoría de los casos para denotar la terminación día en todos los verbos. Vamos a ver bajo qué contextos nos va a dar la terminación día. Comencemos por entender de que would tiene 4 usos, ¿ok? Aquí en las explicaciones gramaticales, como ya estamos en un nivel intermedio, voy a comenzar a explicar un poco más en inglés, pero como pueden ver la presentación, siempre voy a ilustrar lo que yo esté diciendo en inglés para que ustedes ya vayan entrenando su cerebro a recibir explicaciones en inglés. Okay, so how do we use it? We use it for polite requests and offers. Okay, whenever we want to be very nice, whenever we want to be very friendly, we use it for a request or a particular offer. For example, would you like a cup of tea? Would you? Would you like a cup of tea? ¿Te gustaría una taza de té? Would you like? Whenever I want to give that connotation of friendship, politeness, I am going to use would whenever I ask a question. Would you mind closing the window, please? ¿Te importaría cerrar la ventana, por favor? Would you mind? ¿Te molestaría? Would you mind closing the window, please? The number 2 is for hypothetical or imagined situations in the present or the future. Whenever we do a projection, either for the present or the future, it's a perfect opportunity for you to use would. For example, if I had more money, I would buy a new car. You see, if I had more money, si tuviera más dinero, I would buy, compraría. ¿Ok? En la mayoría de las veces, would va a dar la terminación día a todos los verbos. So, I would buy a new car. If it stopped raining, we would go for a walk. Si dejara de llover, iríamos. We would go. Iríamos a dar una caminata. Iríamos a caminar. We would go for a walk. Number 3, for habits or repeated actions in the past. All these situations that were habits or patterns or something you used to do consistently in the past, we use would to talk about them. For example, when I was young, I would play football every day. Cuando era joven, solía, acostumbraba jugar fútbol todos los días. Since I was doing that activity every single day, what's every day? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day, right? So whenever I have those type of activities on the past that are repeated consistently, we use would. My grandmother would always make me pancakes for breakfast. You see, I'm saying always. Always means all the time. My grandmother would always make me what? Pancakes. Pancakes for breakfast. So I'm mentioning habits, patterns, situations that get repeated over and over again. I would use would on those particular scenarios. Number 4, polite or indirect statements. Okay, when you want to be very polite and diplomatic, but a little bit indirect. I would appreciate it if you could help me with this task. I would appreciate it. Lo agradecería. Agradecería si me pudieras ayudar con esta tarea. Task, tarea. I would appreciate it if you could help me with this task. Number 2, it would be great. Sería genial. You see, siempre el día, la terminación día a todos los verbos. It would be great. It would be great if you could join us for dinner tonight. What is the common denominator in all these sentences? The common denominator, number 1, is that would is before the verb. Okay? And this is what I need you to remember. When using would, it is also important to note that it is followed by the base form. What's the base form of the verb? The base form of the verb is the verb in present without the to. We have to use it with the base form of the verb. First, we use would, and then we use the verb in base forms. For affirmative questions, we have I would, you would, he would, she would, it would, we would, you would, they would. Or, remember, contractions are very common in English. I'd, you'd, he'd, she'd, it'd, we'd, you'd, they'd. What if I want to formulate a question? We know would goes first and then the personal pronoun. Would I, would you, would he, would she, would it, would we, would you, would they? If I want to make a negative sentence, I add the word not as usual. We all know this. I would not, you would not, he would not, she would not, it would not, we would not, you would not, they would not. We know we have negative contractions. I can make a contraction with would and not, and I say wouldn't, wouldn't. I wouldn't, you wouldn't, he wouldn't, she wouldn't, it wouldn't, we wouldn't, you wouldn't, they wouldn't. So this is the structure. First the personal pronoun, then would, then the verb, and then the complement. We would appreciate your help. We is the personal pronoun. Would is the verb that we're going to use in this structure to help us. Appreciate is the verb in the base form in present, and your help would be the complement. We would appreciate your help. What we have to understand about would is that it creates this politeness, it creates this hypothetical projection. When we express our ideas, it's mainly to give this termination dia to the verbs in Spanish. That's the equivalent. Me gustaría, I would like. Me encantaría, I would love. Apreciaríamos, we would appreciate. En esencia, es la terminación día de todos los verbos.